Hey guys, I'm back. Today is going to be a good old-fashioned orchid collection update video. I do have a couple really cool, exciting videos in the works. Those just aren't quite ready yet, but I do have some cool stuff that I wanted to talk about today. I picked up a few new plants that I'm really excited about, and a few of my plants have gone into spike and flower and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go through my whole collection, I'm just gonna show you some highlights. Thanks for stopping by, it's gonna be fun. Let's go ahead and check out some orchids. So first up we have my Arrangus distincta. I actually have two of them now, and this is one of my favorite orchids right now, or just Arrangus and Angraecum in general are kind of like my main obsession at the moment. So I picked up a second one. This is the first one I got. This is my newest one. Arrangus distincta, I wouldn't say it's like a rare orchid necessarily, but it's one of those ones that will be available for a while and then won't be available for a while. It just kind of depends on what growers are up to and stuff, but they can be a little bit hard to come by, so they seemed to be pretty readily available right now, so I thought I'd grab two of them, and who knows, I'll probably end up selling one of them one day. But yeah, I love this thing so much that I don't mind having two of them. They're a bit slow growing. Pretty small. It's going to be a while before I can expect those to flower, but it'll be worth the wait. Another Angraecoid. This is Angraecum eichslerianum. This is a really cool one. One thing that's neat about this is it has a bit of like a vining tendency, like a vanilla orchid. They usually need to be like mounted or put up against some type of post or something, but it's fine in this pot for now. It's got these really cute little ferns growing all over the place. I don't really have the heart to pull them out because they're kind of cute looking. This Angraecum typically blooms like in the summer, late summertime or so. There's a couple little things poking out, but I think they might be roots, but we'll see. I'm not going to get my hopes up for flowers this year. This is my SLC Little Hazel Red Jewel, I think is the full name. I will insert a picture of this thing when it bloomed for me last time. It's like a phenomenal mini red cat. It's got such like a true red color. I'm hoping these two nice new growths here will bloom as nicely as it did last year. Here is one of my newbies. This is Bulbophyllum tingabarianum. I picked this up locally at like a greenhouse. I was pretty surprised to see. It's been throwing out quite a few buds, but a few of them have blasted. None of them have successfully bloomed for me yet. It's been putting out new buds as well, so I'm hoping at least I can get one or two of the flowers to mature. This is one of the bulbophyllums that has the feathery, spidery flowers like a medusae, and although those are cool, they just like never were my favorite. This one does have that type of bloom, but the thing I like about this one has a really cool kind of brightly colored flower. I've seen it anywhere from like a peachy orange all the way up to like a scarlet red color, so although that flower shape isn't exactly my favorite, the fact that it's a cool color made it a bit more appealing to me, so I'm pretty excited to have that. This back here is my Neo Phoenicia cross Neo Stylus. It's very, very healthy. I pulled it out of its pot. It's like in a net basket inside of a pot, so I can pull it out and look at the roots. Tons of roots, and it's putting out new leaves and stuff. I'm a little bummed though because it's getting a little late for them to flower. Usually they should have gone into spike by now, but we'll see. It's definitely a blooming size plant and it's definitely pretty healthy, so I can't really think of a reason why it wouldn't be going into spike. We'll keep an eye on that one. It's still doing very well, so I'm excited. This is my Pleurothallus restripioides Dragonstone. This was a division that a friend hooked me up with, and I love this thing. It's got really awesome looking flowers. It wasn't doing much for me for a little while, but now it's putting out some new growths, so I'm excited. Hopefully that'll do well for me and I'll get to see some flowers sometime soon. My little Phal Schilleriana. Love the leaves on it. It's so cool. It's very small and it's a bit slow growing, so I'm not expecting flowers on that for a while. But Phal Schillerianas can bloom quite small. I'm sure it'll still be a while. It's definitely not quite there yet, but it might not be as long of a wait as you might think, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. This is my Cattleya Schilleriana. Funny story about this, when I was watering, I dropped this and smashed the pot everywhere, and it was a disaster. Good news is it was kind of due for a repot anyway. The media was pretty broken down and gross. And bifoliate cattleyas really don't like to be repotted unless they're actively growing. It's summertime, it's actively growing, so if I was gonna drop it and smash the pot, this was the right time of year to do it. So it worked out. It's been repotted into some nice coarse bark. It's doing fine, so it worked out well. Here is my Angraecum diadiri. This bloomed for me not long ago and I absolutely loved it. The fragrance is like out of this world. And it's actually got a second bud. It's gonna be really hard for me to show you. It's down there. And I'm thrilled. Very slow growing. The buds take forever to mature. It's gonna be a while, but I'm very excited. Back here, this is my Cattleya chienya red apple. Nice sheath, and there's some buds down in there. There's 2 new growths, and both of them have sheaths and buds. This one's really gorgeous. It's like this purpley, like magenta. It's really pretty. It's not like a regular purple. It's kind of like a reddish purple. It's a really interesting color. Very excited about it. I can't wait for that to bloom. It's a pretty easy grower. This is my Walkeriana, and this growth bloomed for me not long ago. This new growth did not. I was going through a period where I wasn't keeping my lights on for as long. It was tripping my circuit breakers sometimes, so I'd only have like one fixture on at a time, trying to reduce the amount of power I was pulling, but eventually it kind of sorted itself out and it didn't happen again. It might have been other appliances in my house, so I'm back to running my lights all the time, but that period of reduced light might have been enough for this not to bloom, so I'm a little bummed. It's also crawling straight out of the pot. I have to figure out something. A plant with that type of growth habit really should be mounted. We'll see. If you have any suggestions, let me know. This is my Path Maudier. I don't know the ID. I bought it as a no name, but it's one of those Maudier green types, and it's in bud, and I'm really excited, so that's awesome. This one's kind of new. You might have seen it in one of my last videos. I'm not sure exactly when I got it, but this is Angraecum equitans. And this is a really cool one. I got it because, well, first of all, it's an Angraecum, and I love all of them, but I've been after an Angraecum leonis for a while. I really love that orchid, and I haven't gotten one yet. But when I saw this, I had to get it because the flowers are actually quite similar, and I am super excited. It's got a bit of like a wrinkly texture to the leaves, but I was looking at pictures online, and it seems like a lot of them have that, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I need to be careful about the humidity and stuff. This is a little no ID keiki that I picked up. It's some type of dendrobium, and I'm not sure if it's gonna do anything. It's putting out nice new roots and stuff, but I'm not sure if it has any good eyes to put out secondary growths. But we'll see. I've been keeping an eye on it. This back here is a really gorgeous no ID by Gibbum type. It's got such a wonderful growth habit. I really love like the shape of the leaves and the growth. It's so nice and spiky. I love it. And the flowers are actually really cool. They're kind of like a typical Denfal shape, but they're purple, and they're not like a pinky purple, they're more like a bluish purple. And I love it. I'm super excited. These growths look phenomenal. I'd be really surprised if that didn't bloom, but we'll see. Did I miss anything up here? I'm kind of jumping around. I'm sure there's other stuff I forgot, but we're gonna keep this kind of short. Let's go ahead and jump down to the bottom shelf. I have some cool stuff down there. I'm a little scared to be down here on the floor because occasionally we get those giant scary house centipedes, and I saw one in here not that long ago, and I hate them. So if you hear me like scream and drop the camera, that's why. Here is my Masdevallia Red Shine Sheila, but it's hard to see because the flower does like this bonkers stuff where it like doesn't face the right way. It was facing the right way at one point. It kind of moves around, it's weird, but it's really gorgeous. You can look at my Masdevallia video if you want to see some better footage of it. One thing that's cool, it has like a second bud coming out here. Some Masdevallias do that. It has like such a vigorous growth habit. It's got so many leaves. I love this thing. This here is my phal Jaiho Summer Love. This is a really awesome phal. The flowers are so cool looking. It's not the best display this time around. The flower shape isn't quite as nice as it was last year. They're still gorgeous. It's got a mild fruity fragrance too. It's not very strong. You have to get really close to smell it, but it's quite nice. I think it's got Bellina in its heritage, and Bellina, I've heard, has that fruity kind of fragrance, so maybe that's where that comes from. A couple Catasetums, hard to show you, but back there is my Cycnoches. I think it's Varscovici cross and Catron Burger. It's one of those ones with the big broad yellow flowers that are non-resuppinant and they're really cool looking, and it's in spike. That one's I was worried that it wasn't gonna flower because I hadn't noticed a spike, but it flowered kind of late last year too. It's kind of a late summer bloomer. This is my Monniara Millennium Magic Witchcraft here. Also doing pretty well. I haven't noticed a spike on that one yet. Fingers crossed on that one. Now bear with me while I finagle this camera around. Can you see that? Am I doing a terrible job filming this? This is my Cycnotes Wine Delight, and it is in glorious bud. It has 15 flowers. You can see them through there too a little bit, and they're gonna open any day now. They're starting to get nice and puffy, and I'm stoked. It's huge and kind of obnoxious because it takes up the entire shelf. But the flowers are really cool. It's a very nice orchid. If you're new to Catasetums and you want to try one, but you're scared you won't be able to grow it or something, start with a Cycnotes or Cycnoches. They are very easy growing, easy blooming. All my Catasetums flower every year, so don't be scared. They're easy to grow. Would you like me to do a culture video? I can do that. This is my, what's it called, Apple Blossom. Doing pretty well. Bit slow growing, not the most vigorous plant, but it's doing okay. I actually bought another Masdevallia Viciana. It's a slightly different cross. There's kind of a story behind why I bought a second one, because I already have one, which I'll maybe explain in another video, but it's looking good. It's got a spike on it. We'll see how it does for me. I'm excited. This is my Cattleya schilleriana cross Brassivola nodosa. This growth here has a nice sheath, which I think is gonna flower. It's a very easy flowering plant for me. I have it in semi-hydro. I don't use semi-hydro for most of my orchids. I have a few of them in semi-hydro. It works fine. I don't have any issue with it. It's just not my preferred method, but I put this one in semi-hydro just for an experiment, and it seems to really like it, so we'll see. Hopefully that one's gonna flower. Another Catasetum type. This is Frilly Doris cross Black Lace or Midnight Lace or something. I've got 2 spikes. I think at least 2, maybe 3. There's one there, and then one on the other side. It has a bit of a funny looking point on the top of it. I don't remember it looking quite like that the last time it flowered. I could be wrong, but I was wondering if maybe it could be giving me some female flowers. Let me know if you're a Catasetum person, if there's any way to tell when the spike is still young, if you're getting male or female flowers. I just noticed the shape was kind of funny. We'll see. That plant is doing really well, which is great. This thing wasn't doing that well for a while. It wasn't doing poorly necessarily, but it would do kind of weird stuff, where in the fall when it should be going dormant, it would start putting out new growths and stuff. It was just sort of a confused plant, but it seems to be back on track, and I'm excited. The flowers are really cool. So this is my Angraecum Lemford White Beauty. It's a really impressive big plant with several different fans. This thing puts out a lot of secondary growths. This is another summer bloomer. I was getting nervous thinking that if it was gonna flower, it would have already, or I at least would have seen spikes already. But I was reading something else that said that it's a late summer, early fall bloomer, and it's only the end of July right now, so after I read that, I kind of had renewed hope that maybe it wasn't too late, but we'll see. It did have to endure shipping and repotting and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if it skipped flowering this year. I'm not sure if it's flowered before. It's definitely blooming size though, but we'll see. This is a cross between Darwin's orchid crossed with Magdalene, which are 2 really nice, big, gorgeous, impressive Angraecums. This is a really cool orchid, and I'm so happy to have it. Hopefully it does flower, but if it doesn't, we always have next year. It's a very, very nice looking plant, and I'm happy to have it. Last but certainly not least, I picked up my first Phragmipedium. This is Frag Incan Treasure with a very nice looking spike on it, and I am so excited. I've grown some paths and stuff before. This is my first frag though. I'm very excited. I can't wait for this thing to flower. It looks very healthy. I love the growth habit on frags. I just think they have the coolest looking form. The leaves are really cool, and the flowers are amazing. So it's doing well for me. I have done a lot of research, and I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of how frags grow. I can probably do a brief video about some of the basics to frag culture if you guys are interested. I am super stoked. Frag Incan Treasure has these really nice big pink flowers, got a bit of like a ruffled look to it. Very cool, interesting flowers, and I'm so excited. So I think that's just about it for now. I skipped over a bunch of stuff, and there's a bunch of orchids over in my windows and stuff that I could have showed you, but I thought I'd keep this short and save some of that stuff for future videos. But I just wanted to check in with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know I say it in every video, but I really appreciate it. This is really fun for me, and it's exciting that you guys take the time to watch my videos. So please take a second to click subscribe and like this video. I would really appreciate it. I really love doing these videos, and I want to keep going and share this with as many people as I can. So it always helps me out a lot when you guys take the time to show support for the videos. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.